I felt like my life is pointless. Everything I've tried was destroyed. My marriage, my finances, my career, everything was destroyed. That's reached a point that I betrayed my wife. I grew up in an abusive family. I saw my father abusive with my mom many times, physically as well. When I was very young, 6 years old, I saw my father take a bottle of alcohol and drop in my mom's head. He just went to the kitchen, take a lighter and go to shouting, I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna kill my sons. And that thing was very hard in my mind, because my father is supposed to protect me, protect my brother and my mom, but doesn't happen with my father. But since I grew up, let's say when I was 12, 13 years old, my mom finally got divorced. And then I put in my mind, I would not be the same as my father. Anger, let's say abusive, aggressive. But when I grew up, I become exactly the same. I was very aggressive with everyone. When something goes wrong, I just let me go away. I didn't face the problem. And then I work hard. I decided to move to UK when I met my wife.
So I grew up in a normal home, happy home. My parents were happily married. So I wanted that for me. I wanted a family for myself. We decided to get married. Everything was all right. We were happy. He was never like physical aggressive towards me, but he was very cold. If like we had an argument, he would like give me the silent treatment, or he would want to go out. And I was like, no, we need to talk, we need to discuss this. But he would just, try to avoid that. But even so, apparently everything was fine. We had our jobs, we decided to open a business. I got pregnant, we had our first daughter. But then with the business, that's when we started to have financial difficulties.
We was invited to start to come to the church. We started to attempt the church, but I was away from God. I was just, okay, my wife just invited me to come, I will. When the things start to move a bit bad, I'm just, okay, I will work more, I will use my strength to hold my family. So I left the presence of God. The things start worse, go downhill. My financial life was downhill, terrible, destroyed. My family was destroyed, and my thoughts was dark. I was thinking about it, dark things, suicide thoughts. When I left the presence of God, was the biggest mistake of my life, because I was empty. I didn't knew God at that time. Inside of me, inside of my home was destroyed, was very terrible. I don't feel my house like a home. I'm gonna go out, I work more, what we will do overtime.
I could notice that he wasn't happy at home. I even told him once that I felt like I was a roommate to him, because we were not friends. We were just together, but we're not friends. We couldn't speak. If I wasn't happy with something, I would talk to him, but I felt like he wouldn't listen. He wouldn't acknowledge what I was saying. So that was really hard.
I did the biggest mistake in my life. I betrayed my wife.
My dad actually found out the first betrayal. There was a woman that used to come to our store. She built a friendship with him. My dad found out. He approached Thiago. Thiago confessed to him, then he confessed to me.
She was very angry, and I was very close to the church, and I decided to go to change my life, because I don't want to live the life the way it was. And on that day, I received deliverance. And then the next day, I just go back to Nottingham. I slept with my brother, and I call her the next day, and we spoke about it, and I was very sincere to her.
So when I received his call on that day, I noticed that he was sincere because he wanted to go back to church, not because I've requested, but he really wanted to change as well. So I decided I wanted to change myself as well. So we started attending, got baptized as well in waters, and we started, giving ourselves to God, taking God's things seriously this time, not just because we wanted to fix the marriage, but because we wanted complete transformation. So I surrendered, I decided to let go of our past, I forgave him, and we started, to fight together.
And then I start to really seek the Holy Spirit. When the campaign starts, I'm just go to the altar and grab the envelope and say, God, I will put all my life, because all or nothing, I will put 100%. I want to change, I want to be your servant, I want to be a children of God. And then I received the Holy Spirit.
Today God restored everything, our finances, our marriage. We're happily married, have 2 daughters now. It's been 6 years that we are together, and our desire is just to continue serving God together, just teaching, God's ways to our daughters. We want to be an example to them, and we know that this testimony is going to bless them as well.
My actions was different. My marriage was different. Since that day, I start to live a life, to really live the life that's God wants me to do it. And I start to serve God more, better. My finances was growing up, was restored. My family was restored. I changed my career, and now I'm happy. Everything in my life now is so happy.